In this video, traders, I want to talk about preparation. Do you need to up your preparation routine? Stick around. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. All right, so what is your preparation routine? How do you prepare for the trading day? And do you need to have a frank and honest look at yourself and say, do you know what? It's probably not up to scratch. There's probably others out there who are doing more prep than me and deserve to win more than me. It surprises me how common it is. And guys, you know, I've been there and done this. I've thought that I could operate and get to the level I wanted without putting the effort in. And it rarely works. You have to put the effort in, not only from a perspective of being prepared and being prepared operationally and all this type of stuff, but also from the perspective of you feel like you've prepared, you feel like you've studied, you feel like you've done all this stuff, and so you deserve to get better results than the crowd. And we know what the crowd are getting with their results. And so the preparation has two prongs, the mental side and the actual operational side of improving your entries. So what I mean by prep, so I think it's a given that we should all kind of, prepare mentally for the trading day, know our trading plan is, know how much we're going to risk, all that type of stuff. I think that we have to do that. That should be a given, right? But what about the extra prep? What about the asset class of the market you're trading? Do you know how it likes to trade at the open? Do you know the type of range that it does? Do you know the type of duration we get for rotations? Do you got a feel for kind of the structure of the trading day? Have you gone back and looked at charts and said, hey, look at these, I've got 50 opens here off a gap lower, and this is generally a theme that happens. I've looked at 50 kind of really quiet days, and this is really the precursor for that. This is going to give me a clue that I don't want to be trading momentum trades. Have you done that homework? Because this might sound like, oh God, got to go and do all this stuff, but if you want to set yourself apart from the crowd, you have to do that. You have to look at your own data and at chart data and go, hey, what am I? And that's just not necessarily just studying chart patterns and studying candlesticks and all that stuff. That should be just a benchmark of a starting point. Technical analysis. It's a starting point to work from. After that, it's the nuances of the market you're trading, the subtleties. Are there anything that it trades in tune with? Does it trade in correlation with something else? What is this? What is this market telling you? Is there some structure and theme to it that everyone's going to miss because but you won't miss it because you are going to put the effort in. Time of day moves. Very often a specific market will move at a certain time of day. And it will do this regularly and then it'll stop, and it'll do it again and it will stop. And having this knowledge, which is not knowledge you get from just traditional charting and candlesticks and all that stuff, sets you apart. I did a webinar recently, talked exactly about this, about building your edge and saying, hey, my edge can't just be candlestick patterns. It can't just be charts. It has to be some of this. It has to be knowing the market you trade inside and out and understanding the little subtleties and the little nuances. Special events, so Fed. So we had a Fed recently. I'm filming this in September, whenever you're watching this. And you should have known, if you're trading Fed, that actually for the last 4 meetings, the markets have rallied as soon as the press conference has started, which is 7:30 my time. So half an hour after that Fed interest rate decision, the last 4 times we've had a rally. And we had a rally in September, which was the last, literally, so 4 times before, and then I was ready for that, and then September came, we had a rally. That's homework. That's being prepared and looking at the past Fed decisions and going, hey, is there a pattern here that's of interest? Okay, there might be an oscillation pattern and there's some sort of pattern you can trade from a technical perspective, but hey, 7:30, buying program kicked in. As soon as this press conference starts, happened 4 times in the previous 4 meetings. I'm going to take it again, or I'm at least going to use that as an idea to get positioned. So understanding the special events, what's happened, how has that affected things? Even special events like, big gaps lower after data, or big close on highs, what happens on day 2. This type of stuff, does it mean and guarantee it? No, but it starts to give you a theme of which to then construct a trading plan from. And if you say, listen, often we kind of retest a high, this is a big one, right? You should know this if you're trading the indices. After a big trend day, the chances of us testing that prior extreme is super high. So if we get a pullback overnight and it starts to drive, then we can structure a plan around it and go, hey, if I can get a good place to get long at the open on a dip, or after we've dipped and then taken out the opening high, and targeting the prior day's high, that's a good probability of working, because I've seen on those trend days, there's a high probability of just tagging those extremes at some point in the next day. So there's stuff like that. Day of week themes. We've got a turnaround Tuesday. We've got this. We've got the other. When we get lower on a Monday, how often does that hold? Little things like this. You don't have to be statistical too much about it, but just having a theme and an idea. And then market structure. As in, do you know kind of roughly the rotations we do when we're in this type of range? How does the market look on a daily chart, and how does that tend to feed down into the lower time frame? So if we're kind of in this tight little range on a daily chart, on the intraday time frames, how much does that narrow the range? How much then do I need to reduce my stop width? Do I need to increase my position? Do I need to be a bit more precise in my entries? Do I need to ignore momentum trades completely and just trade mean reversion until that resolves? It's these little things and subtleties that help you set yourself apart from the rest. And so one thing you can do to improve your preparation routine and improve your homework is just to go back and just to say, right, I'm going to pick something. I'm going to pick Monday opens. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to print off all the Monday opens or whatever. I'm going to screenshot them and stick them into your tablet. And I'm going to look and I'm going to see if there's anything there. And then I'm going to say big down days, and I'm going to filter for those. I'm going to print those off day after Fed day. Just learning and understanding these, because even if you get no edge from it, like I said at the beginning, even if you get no edge from it, what it does is it boosts your confidence massively, because it tells yourself, my standards are here, I'm prepared to put the work in, so I'm going to get the results that others won't. In actual fact, it needs to be done, and you won't find something a lot of the time, but sometimes you will. And when you find something and you go, hey, there's a pattern there that I can exploit, and then when you exploit it, and you exploit it again, and you exploit it again, and it's making you money and profit, and you think, hey, that was well worth doing. Not only do I feel great and confident from doing it, but it's actually putting money in my account. There's no better feeling. So put the extra work in, put that pre-market prep in, put the routine in of just trying to find patterns and rhythms and structure that maybe they're not textbook things, but it's just something that can give you as an active trader in that asset class, in that market, a bit of an extra edge. Take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.